Hello everyone and welcome back to Senior Cat Wellness. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 issues that many owners face when it comes to owning kittens, behavioral issues, and concerns. If you've recently adopted a kitten or you're thinking about bringing one home and owning one, first of all, congrats, right? Cats, especially kittens, are quite cute and very curious, and they're certainly full of energy, sometimes a bit too much energy, and that sort of plays on what we'll be talking about today in many regards. But hey, let's be honest, raising a kitten, it's not all sunshines and rainbows and cuddles and purring. Sometimes they can be tiny little machines of chaos, let's call them, if you're dealing with the scratching and the biting and that after midnight zoomy session or litter box issues. You're definitely not alone, and that's what this video is all about. So today we're breaking it down, the most common kitten behavior problems, how you can fix them, and there's certainly not just one way to fix them. So take what I have to say today, take it all in, but you can tweak things along the way for sure to fit your cat's personality and your unique home environment and their living space and all that good stuff. Goal today is so you can do this, so you can enjoy that quality time with your cat without feeling anxious and stressed and a bit overwhelmed along your ownership journey. So let's get started. First thing, number 1, if you want to call it the 1 of 5, it's that biting and scratching during playtime. This is a big one because why? Full of energy, kittens love to play. It's how they learn that hunting and social aspect, the social skills, but sometimes play can turn into an attack mode. I think we've all been there at least once, probably dozens of times actually along our personal ownership journeys. Suddenly your hands are got little tooth marks and little claw marks. Not pleasant, right? But why does this happen in the first place? Kittens, well, they don't know the difference sometimes between playing with a toy and attacking a human, and sometimes attacking you could be their version of playing, right? It's sort of the right paw doesn't know what the left paw is doing. If kittens have played very rough with their litter mates, they'll just carry that same behavior over to you because it seems like fun, and they probably assume that you think it's fun. Not the case, right? So how can you fix this? Well, never use your hands and fingers if you can avoid it. Now, sometimes we all get a little carried away, right? But never use your hands and fingers as actual toys for your cats. Instead, redirect that energy to different kind of cat toys, right? Feline specific toys, little wand toys, some balls, stuffed mice. I think I mentioned. I think I called it the other day like a rubber ball, almost looks like a ball you put in the dryer. Cats, especially kittens, love those things. So if your kitten bites or scratches you, the fingers stop playing immediately in that regard. That teaches them that then the fun will end when you're getting they're getting too rough and you're on the negative end of things. So try to teach that learned behavior. So don't tolerate it, even if hey you can tolerate it. It's not a contest for you. So let them know that they're getting out of hand by just stopping and removing your hand, potentially removing your entire self from the situation. Right? Consistency. That's the key here. So don't let biting slide one day and then get mad at them the next, right? So if they're getting a little too rough, put your foot down and then keep it down. So they'll learn, hey, we just don't play that game around here. Next up, climbing and scratching on your valuable furniture. Turn your back for 5 seconds and your cat's up that bookshelf, right? Or up those curtains. That's not what you want. So why does this happen? Well, climbing and scratching, it's natural, right? Cats climb trees, so they'll climb anything in your house if you give them the opportunity, especially kittens, right? It helps them stretch out a bit, showcase their flexibility, and of course mark that territory. And it also keeps their claws healthy. Of course, your sofa probably doesn't think so, but it keeps their claws healthy. So what do? How do you fix this? Alternatives, alternatives, alternatives. Cat tree, scratching post, any sort of scratching pad. Let them do what they do, but do it in a way where it'll fit the attitude that you're trying to convey in your home, right? Maybe sprinkle some catnip on some a cat tree, right? Pheromone spray. Anything that will make all the things that they need to use more tempting, and it'll turn them away from that sofa that you don't want them messing with. So if they keep trying to go back to that couch and scratch, give them an alternative. If that's not working, try some double-sided tape, or how about some citrus spray? Cats hate that texture and also that smell. But over time, with positive alternatives, they'll stay away from the things that are the most valuable and the most important to you. Number 3, what if your cat's just not using that litter box, right? That's not fun, especially for you when you have to clean up that mess. Why does it happen? Well, kittens. Litter box problems are usually, they can be medical, but a lot of times it's behavioral, right? Sometimes they just don't like the location, the type of litter. The box isn't clean enough. It's the shape of it's not to their standards. And in some rare instances, hey, maybe they just didn't learn. Maybe mom was out that day of school, right? She didn't teach them properly, so they're not exactly sure what that thing is and how to go about it. When it comes to fixing things, first, all jokes aside, of course, let's make sure your cat is 100% healthy. If it's a medical issue, let's rule it out. Let's rule it out, or let's diagnose it and get it resolved, right? Especially if they've been using the litter box and suddenly they're not, right? Never ignore that. Take your cat to the vet if you are concerned. But if everything is all clear, just make sure you're cleaning that litter box at least once or twice a day. Scoop it out, keep it fresh, and keep it away from high traffic zones, and certainly keep it away from their food and water station. And consider the litter type. Maybe it's a bit of a trial and error. Cats are sometimes picky with their litter, just like they're picky with their food. So try what works for them, and try to find that little sweet spot. And if you sort of stumble upon something good and your cat is liking it and it's now using it, keep that routine, because cats are big creatures of routine, whether we're talking about kittens or senior felines. Next up, number 4. We talked about those after midnight zoomies, and that is number 4 here. You're trying to sleep, and all of a sudden your kitten's running through the house, banging on the bedroom door, knocking things over in the kitchen. It's not pleasant, especially it's not something you'd like to wake up to. Well, why does it happen? The cats are more active at those hours, unfortunately for most of us, right? Dawn and dusk, that's when the zoomies kick in, like they're trying out for some track and field event in the Olympics, right? So how do you fix this? If you've got a high energy cat, which most kittens are, this is a topic about kittens, so most kids will love to do this. Play session before you turn in for the night. Get them tired so they won't be wide awake at 4 in the morning running laps, right? Play toys, laser pointers, anything you can think of a positive nature. Maybe feed them a meal right after they play, so get them nice and tuckered out, as they say, and also nice and full. So hey, just like you're going to bed, they'll be doing the same, because they've sort of had their feel of mental and physical enrichment, and also a nice meal. That is the ticket here. Number 5, meowing up a storm. Maybe they're not doing that zoomy routine, but they're meowing all the time. Some kittens are quite chatty, right? Some cats have that personality, they won't quit, so they'll be talking up a storm whether anybody's there to listen to it or not. Why does this happen? Well, kittens love to meow, right, to communicate with humans, but if they keep doing it, we have an issue here. So how do you fix this? Your kitten is healthy, and they're not meowing for any sort of issue, for health concern. They're not in pain, especially if all their needs are met. If they don't need food, they don't need water, you just cleaned that litter box an hour ago, right? So here's what you do. If everything they need is right there, don't reward. Don't give them treats just to sort of silence them for a moment, because they'll get used to this, and this is not what you want, right? So if they're not talking up a storm, if they're not meowing, maybe reward that. So instead of doing something to silence them, do something when you notice, hey, they're being good. They're acting the way you'd like them to act, especially say if it's after hours. So when they're calm and quiet, that is when to give that kitten some treats and some pets. Over time, they'll start to make the connection. Hey, when I sort of pipe down a bit, I can get the rewards that I'm seeking as a cat, right? Overall, raising kittens, big responsibility. Patience is key every single day, no days off, right? Remember, most of these behavioral issues are very normal and quite fixable. And kittens, they're just sort of learning the ways of the world, right? And you're there to teach them. The good news overall, with consistent training and that positive reinforcement and a little, here again, patience and understanding, your cat will grow into a well-behaved adult feline in no time. And hey, that time, it goes by quick. One day you've got a kitten, next day you've got a 15-year-old senior cat. It feels like it does happen that fast. So to the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, if you are caring for those kittens right now, remember and recall the days when your senior cat was oh so young. How do these 5 concerns that I've listed here square today with what you're currently dealing with, or what you remember dealing with from yesteryear? Your personal stories to share, some helpful tips to offer. As always, that comment section, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed today's content, please give this video a like, share it out, and subscribe to us right here at Senior Cat Wellness. And until next time, we will talk to you later.